What is your ITSM strategy? And I think this is an important one to start with, because if we go out and we talk to prospects, in fact, I was just at a prospect site last Friday, actually, and it was a local account here, and they were using a competitive product, and they wanted to get away from that, and they wanted to go with something else. And so we sat down and we started, well, they've been in this business for a long time. I mean, who hasn't, right? And we said, well, what is your ITSM strategy? And I started out and I said that if you guys are familiar with this Gartner ITSM maturity module, and they actually corrected me on this one. It's really not an ITSM maturity module anymore. It's called an ITSIO, and the IT is, we know what that stands for. The S stands for score, and IO is infrastructure and operations, and that. And of course, there's a sliding scale. It goes from level 1, which is just kind of awareness, up to level 5, which is a full business partner. But anyway, Gartner has said that they just did this big survey, and they said 92% of the respondents then are at a level less than level 3. So I think that's really just astounding when you think about it, because level 3 is proactive, which means you might have some asset management in there with, maybe some performance management, certainly configuration management. Maybe you're starting to do some service request management, or you have started to set up a service catalog. So it's pretty sophisticated, whereas level 2 is really pretty basic. It's incident problem change, maybe some project management in there. And so when I threw that out, they said, "Phew, that's where we are. We're at level 2 also." So I guess it sort of validated that. And then the other sort of corollary that you could come up with is you could say, well, then haven't we overspent for our ITSM tool? Because all these tools, as you all aware, can do just about everything, and yet very few companies are taking advantage of the tool set. And I guess the answer is, well, you may have overspent, but everybody wants to get there eventually, and that's really what your ITSM strategy is. It's maybe we're at level 2 today, but we want to be at level 3 next year. And so you may already have the tool set. You just have to figure out, well, what's kind of the best way to get you there. Well, one way that you could go is, and we suspect, since a lot of you out there that have joined us do have Remedy, that's something that you're considering. You're considering, well, let's upgrade Remedy, or maybe we'll look at something else. And you probably have thrown out a number of these different roadblocks. Like, hey, upgrading Remedy will take too much time. And by the way, sometimes Remedy gets tagged with legacy Remedy, and it's kind of like that's a bad word. I mean, it's almost like it's been around for too long, but it's really not a bad word at all. So let's talk. Let's kind of just open it up, and Mark, maybe you can address this a little bit, because you've certainly had some experience with how long it takes to upgrade Remedy. Maybe you can give us a story or two, some of the things that you've had to do before, and how much time does it really take to upgrade Remedy? Mark, you're there, but it looks like you're muted.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
I have mouse hand coordination issues. Well, this is a great question. This is one of the exciting areas of 8.1, actually starting in 7.6.04, but I'd like to call it 8.1 as the really start point, because they've got it right now. Not that they had it wrong, it's just they grew into it. Anyone who's done upgrades of Remedy before has lived this statement: upgrading Remedy will take too much time. The good news is once you're into this new model, you won't be saying this anymore. This is now bringing Remedy into the modern age of upgrades. It's now like upgrading your Exchange server, any other server. You don't have to worry about your customizations, your data schema being stepped on through an upgrade. We'll be using the word overlays a lot throughout this conversation. If you're not familiar with them, real quickly, this is the model that Remedy did. It's a brilliant strategy where they're actually layering their out-of-the-box code, put a layer of your customizations on top of that, and then you have your deployable solution on top of that. So this model, taken simply, takes the time out of the upgrade. It's now a manageable process. So what might have taken 4, 6 months previously, you'll probably see greater than 50% reduction in the time on that. What's going to slow you down is your volume. Your typical things on any upgrader will slow you down. Architecture upgrades, infrastructure, other types of things that are controllable but are not remedy related necessarily. So I think you'll see it is very much a plus on the new model.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, and I know you've been involved with several of these things, and they've gone very well. And I think you've even come in under budget in terms of the time that it's taken to get Remedy up to version 8.1. So that's certainly good news. Okay, well let's keep going, and we have another topic that we wanted to throw out, and that is this, again, kind of this Remedy is outdated, or it's legacy Remedy. The nice thing. What makes me excited is I'm just back from a BMC partner forum, and out there they showed us, it was about a 10-minute video on the future of ITSM at BMC, and it was really cool. I mean, it just sat down, we were sitting down, of course, and they showed us some things about improved problem and collision management and how that all works together, and how they've taken more of a proactive approach of resolving trouble tickets, and trouble tickets coming directly from the user. And I think that somebody had said that the idea here is really for BMC to be the Apple in the ITSM space. So, Roger, maybe you can comment a little bit about the future of Remedy, and what makes you so excited about what's happening now.
Well, I've heard this stated, Remedy's outdated, but that's usually said by people who haven't taken advantage of the new features. It started in 7.604, but really came into full play in 8.0 and 8.1. So just to, name a few right off of the top of there, of course, with 8.0, you had a completely redesigned service request management front end, a completely new UI, single pane of glass. You can see your open tickets. You can search the knowledge base. You can see the actionable service catalog, as well as just do broad general queries from there, as well as have links to other sites within your organization. So very much of a better design that we did that. There were also new tools introduced to make the building of service catalogs much more efficient in the process designer module that's out there now, and it really cut down on how much time it took. They've done quite a bit of work also on the staff UI, so that instead of having to have a lot of clicks and pop-ups to get to things, everything is pretty much on the relative form, incident, change, problem, right there for you to do. And they've even added things, for example, like right on the incident ticket, if you've got an incident about a service, if you're using monitoring tools like DPPM, it can actually have a live service context right on the form to show you red, yellow, green as to what's going on with that service. So we're trying to give the staff person a lot of better tools and quicker navigation within those forms there. We've introduced things like the virtual chat and now the agent chat for the end users to carry on a dialogue with either the virtual agent or a real agent. All of the dialogue is captured in the ticket, and it proactively opens up the incident. Something we really didn't have before, but that makes this a lot more usable tool. Email integration, we've done that forever, but it used to be a sizable services engagement to make it work. It's in 8.1, it's now out-of-the-box functionality. Email approvals are now out-of-the-box functionality. So you take those things together and look at what you now have in 8.1, and I think maybe the ending sentence on this topic is, in 8.1, in November of this year, Pink Elephant came out and certified Remedy 8.1 in all of the 11 ITIL processes, and that's the first time that's happened in a long time. So that kind of tells you it's not outdated. They've done a lot of great things. It's just up to us and BMC to perhaps make sure that everybody is aware of that. And on our website, I've done a couple of webinars over the past 6 months about what's new in 8, what's new in 8.1, and those links are available on our page if you'd like more detail there, or you could contact BMC or a RightStar salesperson, and they'd be more than happy to get myself or somebody else to chat with you about that.
Okay. And Mark, I know I think you're involved in a future release of BMC, and we probably signed a a non-disclosure agreement or NDA, so we really can't talk about that. But maybe you could just give me a word or two. Is this something that you're very excited about after having seen this?
Well, yeah, I'm passionate about the program. I've been a software developer my whole career, so I might get passionate, but it's hard to impress me and really wow factor me. And I have to tell you, what they showed us was capital wow. I think you're really going to like the direction they're going. It's a whole new approach. It's not just an upgrade. They're revolutionizing the whole space. The user experience is going to be phenomenal. So I wish I could tell you more, but I would say keep your eyes open.
Yeah, well, there is a BMC user group event that's happening. It's a worldwide user group, and it's going to be in Orlando, and I think it's called Engage is what it's called, and it's going to be a big deal, and I believe that's when this is going to be unveiled. So you don't really have too much longer to wait. And I know their director of all their ITSM consultants, after she looked at the new product, said, this is the most exciting thing I've ever seen come out of BMC. So those are obviously just words, but still, that certainly sounds exciting. So let's move on then to the next discussion topic. And this is one that says here, upgrading will disrupt the business. And, those of us that have been in IT for a while, we work hard and we want to make sure that when we're doing an upgrade or a new system rollout, that the one word that you don't want to hear is roll back, right? I mean, we want to continue to roll forward. You want to make sure that everything's going well and has been tested and it's going to perform as promised. Now, Mark, what has your experience been with this sort of thing? Is this something that's gone flawlessly? Have you had good success with these upgrades?
We have. The biggest challenge I've always had before in the past, pre-overlay, was preservation of the customizations and your data schema. You had a custom field here, you had a lot of data, you're at a high risk, and then you've got to get everything from that spot over to this spot. So that issue has really been minimalized. The overlay model preserved all of your customization, which means you're not at risk of overwriting the data. You're not closed anymore. The impact is going to be on the implementers. It's going to take less time. As an example, I have a customer, they were 8.0, they went to 8.1.01. We did it in under 48 hours. I was actually able to set the standby crew home early to be with the families. We started Friday night. We were done Sunday morning. Most of the time was spent on the downloads and actually running the installers was doing the thing. Someone asked me, give it a percentage. We were at about 99% success. We had about 2 minor issues. One was a filter that needed to be tweaked. It was right out of the box. It was known. It was fixed immediately. So it was a great experience.
Right. Well, Mark, you've mentioned how easy it is to upgrade when you have these overlays, and we've talked a little bit about overlays. So let's say that we're on 8.1, and then we want to upgrade to the next release. What I've heard BMC say before, in fact, this was Doug Mueller who came out and did a seminar for us, but anyway, he said that, with the future releases of Remedy, it will be almost as easy as upgrading Microsoft Office. So if you upgrade, to the newest version of Word or Excel, it happens and then you're done and you hardly notice. Is that really true? Is it going to be that easy?
It is. This last one that I just did was that easy. Literally download and run the installers. Obviously, you do your backups and you check the compatibility charts and all that good stuff. You always have to do that. But we ran the installers, and it was that easy. So Doug was right. Doug got us there.
Well, that's really huge because oftentimes when you're considering making a big investment in a product like Remedy or any sort of enterprise software, you kind of take a look at that and you say, well, what's it going to cost? If you do the life cycle calculations, you typically think, well, we're going to have to spend this X amount of dollars to do the upgrade. But I think what you're saying is that you don't have to spend that money anymore. It's going to be pretty easy, and you may not need a company like RightStar to come in and help you. Is that right?
As much as I hate to say it, that's right.
Okay.